The English Premier League, probably the biggest, the most competitive, and the best league in the world. If you told me that, I would definitely agree. It is home to some of the best football teams in Europe, but the best part about it is it's always unpredictable. So today, we are taking on the task of predicting this insane competition, and stick around if you want to see who I think will come out on top. So, we are going to be doing this using an app called tiermaker.com, and if you're wondering why I searched La Liga 2022, is because I want to make one of these for La Liga as well. So let's just rename these here real quick. So this is going to be Champions of England. So this is going to be the person that will lift the trophy, bring it to their team that will bring it to their stadium. And next is UCL spot, so that's first to fourth. Then UEL, which stands for UEFA Europa League. So I believe that's 1 or 2 spots. Or if you get third place in the group stage of the UCL. And then there's mid-table, so 6th to 10th, I would assume. Lower table, lower mid-table, actually, let's call this danger zone. So it's not quite the relegation battle, but it's near enough it. Let's actually call this UEFA Europa League contender. So people that could potentially be going for that UEFA Europa League next season. So that will be an Arsenal, maybe a Spurs. So this is going to be mid-table. It's going to be a relegation battle. So the teams that just about escape it. And then we're just going to call this bye for the teams that are getting relegated. Now let's get started. So, first up, we have Arsenal Football Club. Now, this is quite a difficult one because, of course, they have won the Premier League 13 times and they have been in the Europa League where they reached the quarter or semi-final this year, but they're not in it this year, so they're not going to be in next season, but they're going to be a strong contender. Aston Villa mid-table, I would assume Jack Grealish because he's a very high-quality player. I would assume he's leaving now. Recently promoted Brentford Football Club. I don't know about Brentford. Maybe relegation battle. Maybe they just about escaped relegation. Next up, Brighton. So what I'm going to say here is going to shock you. But I'm saying that Brighton are going to get relegated. Their striker doesn't have legs. Matthew Ryan just left for Arsenal. And then Burnley mid-table. They've got half-decent team in the likes of Nick Pope. And then Chelsea. Chelsea could potentially win it because their new manager, Thomas Tuchel, is absolutely amazing. So I'll put them in a UCL spot for now. Mid-table, Crystal Palace as well. They've got great players like Benteke and Zaha. Alright, next up, Everton. Maybe UEFA Europa League contender, maybe mid-table, I don't know. They do what they always do. They're going to bring your hopes up and then they're going to let you down by finishing 10th or something. Maybe mid-table, yeah. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is great, but I don't know if he's been able to drag that Everton team there. So, yeah, mid-table. Next up, Leeds United. Mid-table as well. Pretty decent team in the likes of Calvin Phillips, Patrick Bamford. Their goalkeeper, Meslier from France, I hope I pronounced that right, is a promising young talent. And Leicester City, 2016 Premier League champions. They're going to be a strong UEFA Europa League contender if they don't actually reach it, which, to be honest, I think they might. Alright, so up next is my team, my Manchester City. And we've won it 2021, I think we can do that again. Next up, United. Could be potential champions, but I'm going to put them down in a UCL spot. Because actually, we're going to change this to potential champions of England because it's hard to predict just one. So, of course, if someone's in potential champions, then they are going to be in UCL as well. So, Chelsea and Man United will go up there. Next up, Newcastle United. They've got a few good players, but Leicester are probably going to challenge for that Europa League. And Newcastle, I don't know. They've got Saint Maximin, De Brafa, but other than that, really nothing. Norwich have a few decent players. Max Aarons, Timu Puki, Krul. I don't think they're going back down, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe mid-table. maybe relegation battle because they're not too good if it comes to the Premier League, but I don't think they're getting relegated, to be honest. Southampton, 9-0 FC. I'm going to shock many people by doing this. But if they lose 9-0 one more time, that's going to damage their morale so much that they're getting relegated. And then there's Spurs, the team that's allergic to trophies. Kane is actually leaving. Man City already made a $100 million bid. So, mid-table. I mean, they've still got Son and Lloris and a few others, I guess. Gareth Bale's back at Real Madrid. Is kind of come back. So, yeah. Watford in relegation battle, and then Brentford's back in relegation because they're not good enough. And then Watford. Watford's actually my favourite championship team. So, Watford, I'm back in them mid-table. So now we've got our relegation trio. Up next, West Ham United with Lord Lingardinho. UEFA Europa League contender. Absolutely. Maybe even UEFA Europa League. They're an absolute great team. They were in top 4 at one point. They're going the Europa League. Wolves. There's rumours that loads of people are leaving Wolves. I don't know. Maybe mid-table. Maybe they can do better. Next up, LFC. Probably still there. So those are our 4 potential champions of England. And they're also in UCL. Who is going to win the Premier League and who is going to finish in a UCL spot and who is going to get relegated? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.